I'm just going to be real with you. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for us to get a chance to talk to this young man.
This young man
Who joins us now on the River Islands guest line. It is the top prospect in the Giants organization, but he might not have that label for very long because they don't call you a prospect anymore if you're on the big league roster. Here's Bryce Eldridge, everybody, on Willard and Dibs. Bryce, welcome to the show. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I love that introduction right there. That was awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. So I'm thinking 109-mile-an-hour triple off of a left-hander, which happened just a few hours ago. That might help your case, Bryce.
Yeah, that one felt good. I've been getting more and more comfortable at the plate. Spring's gone on, so that one definitely felt good off a lefty. Those are always rewarding. So I think that might be the first triple I've had in a pretty long time, but I'll take it.
So I wonder how you'd answer this. Do you feel ready?
Oh, 100%. I have full confidence in myself. I think that's what's gotten me to this point at a young age is just being sure of myself. And I've just, really enjoyed being around these guys. I feel like I've gotten so much better this spring, especially on defense. And from what I saw last year, I really felt like I belonged.
What's different this spring from last spring as far as, how you feel, especially at the plate?
Yeah, I think just the big thing is kind of getting one under your belt so you know what to expect at camp a little bit, and being around the guys more. I think that's just let me free up and kind of be myself more, and being around Wash has been great. I've been working at defense a lot with him, so definitely at the plate feeling better, just more confident in myself over having 2 full years of pro ball, so it's been good.
Bryce Eldridge is with us here on Willard and Dibs. Yeah, Bryce, from what I hear within the organization, everybody is thrilled with what they see from you defensively from last year to now. So can you kind of take us through what you think is happening and what needs to happen for you to potentially actually be an everyday first baseman?
Yeah. I just, like I said, I've gotten a lot better. My footwork's cleaned up, and that's really freed up my gloves. So, I'm giving major props to Ron Washington. He has us out there every day doing a lot of reps. And I think at this point in time, it's just kind of natural instinct, on defense and not too much thinking. And I think when you're thinking on defense, bad things happen. And I've done a lot of reps, gotten a lot better, but I think obviously I'm going to continue trying to get better, and I'm looking for a Gold Glove in the future. And I think Ron Washington's definitely going to help with that.
What is it about Wash? Obviously the fundamentals and the things he's teaching, but there's something about Wash that just kind of gives everybody a certain amount of life and gives them inspiration.
Yeah, he's just an amazing guy. I think showing up to the field, he's out there and he's got the same energy every day. I think the guys really appreciate and respect that. And, when you're doing things right, he's your favorite guy in the world. And when you're not, he's going to get on you a little bit. But, we go through it together, and he's the same guy every day. He's got positive energy, and we all love him over here for sure.
Bryce, I got to imagine that relationships are starting to build now that you're with the big league club on a daily basis. So I'd love to hear about that. Let's say you have a rough at bat or a rough game or whatever. Things aren't going your way. Who's the teammate that you go talk to for a little advice?
It's been guys who I've shared AAA time with. Definitely Grant McCray and Tyler Fitzgerald. Those guys are right next to me in my locker, and 100% Drew Gilbert. That guy is like one of the best teammates I've ever had. He brings such good energy. Even though he's a little bit crazy. It's all good energy, and the guys love it. And I'm just very thankful for that guy, and he's always looking after me.
A little bit crazy. Mark and I have joked around about, like, last year when he was up at the big club, he's choking people in big moments, and he's running around and doing wild things. Like, what is something that's not crazy about him?
He's just your regular dude. He's just not afraid to be himself on the big stage with all the cameras around, So, he's just a genuine guy. I've never seen him be a different guy on a daily basis. He shows up, has a smile on his face every day, and that's all you can ask for out of your teammates.
Bryce, how's things going with Vitello, and how does he compare to others who have been your manager in the past?
He's great, man. He's great. The guys are really getting behind him and his plan and his message. I think is definitely hitting home with everyone. We're tired of being the mediocre team, and we want to keep finding ways to keep pushing past that 500 mark. And he's been really confident in us, and he's been working us, and he brings intensity to practice and to the games, and that's definitely something that we need.
If you come in and you have to, be with the big club and you're a DH, or you go back to AAA and you get to play every day and be a first baseman, have you started to think about what you'd rather do? Obviously, you'd rather be with the big club, but if you're just DHing, 4 out of 7 games, would it be better for you in AAA? Have you thought about all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm just whatever they got planned for me is what I'm going to do, and my goal is obviously to help the big league team win ball games and. I was talking to my dad about this the other night. I got youth on my side, and I'm 21 years old. Whatever happens at this point is going to be for the better of my long-term future. And I'm really just taking it day by day. And I think I'm in a good spot for where I'm at and my age. So I'm gonna obviously would love to be with the big league team, but whatever they got planned for me, I'm just gonna put my head down and keep working.
By the way, what'd you do on your 21st birthday?
I got some dinner, maybe a glass of wine or two.
Okay.
But yeah, the first legal one felt good.
Yeah, I bet. What if you're going to order a glass of wine, what's your grape? What are you going for?
My mom really likes some white wine, and she's a big fan of some Sauvignon Blanc, so that would be my choice. More white than red, for sure.
Okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. Hey, I'm interested in this this smoked ball off of a left-hander today, because I know you right now, and I know we're dealing with an incredibly small sample, but you've only had 2 big league at-bats against a left-hander so far. I keep hearing from people, Bryce Eldridge, maybe he'll be there on opening day, maybe not, but he probably won't be in the lineup because the Yankees are going to start Max Fried. What's your response to that? Can you do this against righties and lefties? What are the splits?
100%. And my first year in pro ball, my splits against lefties weren't very great. And last year, I think they were about the same, if not better, against lefties. I think lefties kind of free me up and get my angles, with my setup right. And I feel really comfortable against lefties. I really do. And I think I can dominate lefties, righties, anything in this game for a long time. And obviously I'm going to keep improving once I keep seeing better arms. But I think definitely I can be an everyday guy in there for sure.
What's the one zone or the one pitch that you're trying to work on being better against?
Probably the low and away stuff. I'm usually really good at staying to the left side and left center, and those ones low and away, change ups, low and away lefty sliders, when they put it in that spot, I just got to work on, keep using my legs. Obviously I'm a tall guy, and the more I can use my legs and stay down, stay harnessed into the ground, the better for me. And that's definitely something I've been working on.
Bryce Eldridge is with us on Willard and Dibs. Tell us about your experience going up against that WBC Team USA earlier this week, and how did it feel to have Aaron Judge come out afterward and be like, yep, that's going to be a foundational player in the future?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's quite literally stuff I dreamed about when I was younger. Growing up in D.C. and sharing names with Bryce Harper, that was an easy guy for me to kind of idolize and look up to, and that was the first time I got to meet him, so that was pretty cool. And Judge, he's such a nice guy. Like I said, I don't know if he was trying to be nice to me, but I'll take that compliment. And he's an awesome guy, and I really appreciate that. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
we feel like both those guys you mentioned are the ones that got away, but we've got you. And I just wonder, Bryce, do you miss pitching?
Every now and then, I'll be up there during a pitching change, and I'll look into home plate, and that gives me some confidence. I was like, maybe I can still do this, but. I think, taking the hitting route and the hitting only route worked out really well for me. And I've gotten so much better with my bat over the last few years. So at this point, I'm not looking back on it. Just going to keep moving forward and hopefully keep raking.
Okay, but this June, when you take a 17-4 lead on the Dodgers in the 8th inning, will you go to Tony Vitello and say, put me in, coach?
If he's willing, he recruited me as a pitcher. when I was in high school. So he knows I can sling it a little bit, and if he needs some quality innings, I'm always there for him.
I think I'd like to hear about your recruiting experience with Tony Vitello.
It was awesome. Him and University of Alabama were down to my last two choices, and it ultimately came down to me being a lifelong fan of Bama and that being my dream school, and obviously had a great, tour there. But, there's a reason that I was choosing between him and the other option, and he's a damn good coach, and obviously he's built an amazing program at Tennessee, and I think that's definitely going to transfer on here in San Francisco.
So it was your love of Bama as opposed to like, Tony, no thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Bama, I became a Bama fan during the, I think, 2012 or 13 Natty when they were playing Notre Dame.
Wow.
And I saw that they showed A.J. McCarron's girlfriend on the screen, so I immediately became a Bama fan at that point on.
Brett Musburger, too. You were 9 years old.
You and everybody else, Bryce.
Exactly.
I believe Brett Musburger's call was, "Oh, baby."
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, on Odyssey Sports Station in the home of the Golden State Warriors and Valkyries. Always live on the free Odyssey app, coming to you live from the Laughing Monk Studios. We're talking with Bryce Eldridge, number one prospect for the Giants, may well be their opening day. Bryce, speaking of your fandom, why don't you share with everybody why you're going to wear the number 8?
Yeah, so like I said before, I'm from the D.C. area, and Alex Ovechkin was a big part of my childhood. I had season tickets to the Washington Capitals, and he was drafted the year I was born in 2004, and he is still with the team. So that guy's been around my whole life. He's always meant a lot to our area, and obviously the record he set last year was unbelievable. I literally shed a tear when that happened. So, and Lamar Jackson, I'm a big Ravens fan too, so Lamar Jackson's been the quarterback of my team for a long time now, and he wears 8. So those are kind of two of my favorite athletes.
And how's your hockey game?
I'm too tall to balance on those skates. I could never skate. I can play some street hockey a little bit though.
You might have to fall in love with the hockey team that's here, Bryce. I don't know if you've checked this all out or if you've seen Macklin Celebrini play yet, but you might need to go to a game.
Oh yeah, I've been following him. That kid is a stud for 19. He's gonna be really good for a long time. So it's definitely exciting for the Bay Area. That kid's a stud.
He calls him a kid. I love it. You're 21. That kid's going places. That is so good. That kid's got a bright future.
Have you ever called someone a whippersnapper before, Bryce?
I've never heard that before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, usually, young whippersnapper. Anyway, hey, Bryce, are you, I know baseball players are always into these superstitions. Are you a superstitious guy?
Not too much. I'll put on kind of the same arm sleeve and tape combo, but that's really about it. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. When we get someone fancy like you on, we love to do the big finish on the way out the door, and it's perfect to get to know you a little bit better. Are you cool with that? You ready for the big finish, Bryce?
Let's do it.
Okay. Big finish with Bryce Eldridge. We get big music and horns, the whole thing for you, Bryce. So here's the deal. We have 2 categories. You pick one, and then we'll ask a couple questions. One category is music to my ears, and the other one is 6'7".
Oh, God.
Exactly.
I'll go with the second option just for the comedic part of it.
You're a good sport.
6'7".
6'7". Here we go. So the 6'7" meme went viral. As a Gen Z guy, how much are you locked in on social media trends?
I'm on top of everything. So if there's a trend, I'm definitely in on it, and I'm probably making jokes with my friends about it. But that 6'7" meme definitely drove me a little crazy last year because I am 6'7". So a lot of kids, ask me how tall I am, and they freak out when they find out 6'7". So it kind of got old, but
yeah.
You probably should just tell people you're like 6'6.5".
Something.
Yeah, that's definitely a better idea. I don't know what I was thinking last year.
What are you like, Instagram, TikTok? What's your social media preference?
I'm kind of all over everything. I'm not on Twitter, but I do.
Smart.
I do like TikTok. I do like Instagram. Those are really the two that I use, and not much else. I'll be on Facebook just so I can keep up with the parents,
Yeah, and or the grandparents in our case, because boy, both of my kids are older than you, so I get that. Yeah, we kind of stole Facebook, much like the grammar school kids stole 6-7.
If someone says I saw it on Facebook, they're at least 65 years old.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You got to keep in touch with them on there. That's the only way they'll see what you're posting.
It's the only way. Question number 2 for you, Bryce. What's the best thing about being tall, and what's the worst thing about being really tall?
Easily the worst thing is I hit my head on so many things, and I'm just surprised I haven't had a concussion yet, but definitely nail my head on some things, which is very frustrating. Best thing about being tall is I play first base, and my infielders love me.
That's a good
They
point.
can't throw it over your head, right? Seriously, I dare you.
If they throw it over my head, that's not my problem. I think it's hard to miss.
By the way, on the first base thing, like just a quick aside on the baseball thing, have you and Rafi Devers talked about this? Is there a friendly competition? How's that gone?
It's been amazing. He's such a good dude, and he's such a good teammate, and he's been great to me. We've been taking infield, every day together. And he's just such a nice guy, and he's been very supportive of me, which I really appreciate. And I think maybe while we're over there, we kind of hold each other accountable and are competing against each other. But I think he definitely brings out the best of me, and I hope he could say the same about me.
Love it. All right, back to you being really tall. One more, Bryce, and it's this. When did you get your growth spurt, or have you essentially always been taller than your peers?
I've always been taller than my peers. I was telling someone this the other day. My kindergarten class called me Mr. B when I was in kindergarten because I was almost the same height as the teacher.
Oh, my God.
That is wild.
Yeah, I was always taller.
How tall were you in kindergarten?
I must have been pushing 5 feet tall.
Oh, my gosh.
That was my junior year.
I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, probably pushing 5 feet, which is crazy to think about.
All right, Bryce, I just had this idea in talking to you. I want to start a pool here at the office, and we're going to get the calendar out, and everybody's going to guess what date you hit your first splash hit into the water at Oracle Park. Love it. What do you think the date is? Give us a little hint.
Wow. I don't know if I could ever predict that to happen. But I'm hoping it happens before All-Star break. How about that? And if not, it'll happen at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Be great. I thought you were going to ask him if he was still growing because he's only 21 and it's 6'7".
Yeah. What's your shoe size, Bryce?
I wear a 14, which people don't think is too big for my size, and I don't think it is either. But a 14 foot. Maybe that's definitely still big, but.
Yeah, I think you're stopping at 6'7".
Yeah,
I think
too bad.
I hope so.
All right, hey Bryce, you're a ton of fun, man. It's really great to talk to you, and we look forward to meeting you over at the yard here soon.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, you too. Bryce Eldridge, right here on Willard and Dibs 95.7 The Game.
Strong.
That is a keeper.